English recaps presented The Magic Kids, 3 Unlikely Heroes, 2020. A young boy named Tom is shown going to a magical school with his father. They meet the caretaker of the magical school, and it was said that he is alive for 1,000 years. He takes them to the magical school. Tom reaches the magical school. Blood locket on his neck starts shining, and a boy was cycling, but his cycle turns into an ancient cycle because of his locket. He falls from the cycle, and the car of the traffic police officer also changes into an ancient cap. Tom's father apologizes to everyone. Here we discover Tom wasn't an ordinary human but a vampire. Tom was shifted into this city with his father in a new house, and the caretaker arrives. He says if your son has to get admission to the magical school, he has to clear a lot of tests. Tom's father doesn't have much money. The next day, Tom goes to school and meets a girl named Faya. She was a fairy, and he also meets a boy named Wolf, and he was a werewolf. They learn here that they will discover their powers when they reach the age of 7. The kids move in front of the principal, and she tells them the rules. The principal also performs her magic. Because of the magic, the new students of their school got powers. Faya, Tom and Wolf also got their powers. They couldn't control their power and can't even use their powers properly. Later, Tom's father moves to the mayor and says, I haven't the amount to pay my son's school taxes. The mayor says if you don't have money, so it's okay, just give me the blood locket that is in your son's neck. In return, I will forgive all the taxes of your son. But Tom's father leaves while saying, sorry, I can't do it. It was given to him by his mother during her final illness. Even the mayor becomes furious hearing this, but even then, he says it's okay. He says you can go, and the mayor has called Tom's father because he wants to get the blood locket. One day, the mayor sends his assistant to Tom's house, and she steals his blood locket and takes it to the mayor. As she places it in the mayor's hand, it disappears and reaches the place where it was before. The mayor understands this locket can be stolen, and we can only get the locket when the locket master will give it to us. It means Tom will give the locket to the mayor. Now he was making a plan that Tom will give that locket to the mayor. A few kids tease Tom when he reaches school because Tom was a vampire. Even then, he was scared of blood. Tom moves to the forest and meets his friends Faya and Wolf. Actually, they couldn't use their powers properly, and this was the reason the kids were teasing them. They want to leave the school. Tom also joins them, and they were leaving the school, but then a shadow is shown behind them when they were moving to a bridge side. The shadow was continuously chasing them, and then the school's caretaker arrives in front of them when they were leaving. He asks kids, where are you going? And they tell, we are leaving the school. The caretaker opens a book, and it was the prediction of future, and tells it is written 3 kids will come here to end the demonic powers with their powers. Kids, you know the 3 kids are none other than you 3. Tom doesn't believe after hearing all this from the caretaker, and the caretaker becomes furious when Tom and his friends were leaving. He changes into a giant and is about to end them. Meanwhile, the black shadow appears who was chasing those kids for a long time, and the man takes them to his home while escaping them and tells, I am a cleaner in your school. My name is Hanapple, and they are discussing what the caretaker has told them. Hanapple asks them to forget all this and pay attention to their studies here. They find a book in which it was written there is a library in the school. There are magical books in it, and there is a book in which there is a future prediction. They move out of Hanapple's house and start searching for the library in the school. Then they move on the path after finding the library. They discover through some clues where the library is. They reach the library's door and see a wolf there. It has been said that this wolf guards the library. Tom's friend was also a wolf, and Wolf starts talking to the other wolf. Tom takes Faya inside the library when Wolf was making the wolf busy in talking. It was useless as there was a deep ditch inside. They throw a stone in the ditch to check. Meanwhile, many bats appear from the ditch. Tom understands this is just a hallucination, and Tom also takes out a bat's voice. Meanwhile, the invisible pillars become visible, and he moves forward from the pillars while taking Faya with him. Here, Tom has used his powers properly. Now they reach the place where the books were kept. The future book for which they were searching was on the hike. Now it was Faya's turn because she was a fairy, so she flies while using her powers. She got the book and they come out, but their friend Wolf, who has stopped the wolf, they run from there. The wolf was also chasing them, but they somehow escape from the wolf. They used their powers properly for the first time, and the mayor also discovers the kids are missing from the school. He sees them in the magical mirror and discovers they have the future prediction book. The mayor becomes worried to see all this. Tom opens the book and discovers Lucifer's name there, and it was stated in it that he does not want human and monster friendship. He wanted to return the people to their former selves while traveling through time. The monsters fight with humans and do bad to them, and wanted the monsters to rule the humans. Tom turns the page, but it was torn when 13 o'clock on the hall's watch. Lucifer will play his last move. It was written in it. They get scared after reading all this and they want to tell this to everyone. The mayor also discovers the kids will tell the truth to everyone. The mayor performed magic on them that even if they try to speak the truth they can't and will speak the opposite of it. Tom couldn't say this when he went to tell this to his father, and his friends also couldn't tell the truth to everyone. They talk on the call and decide to read the book again. Tom reads the book and again reads the line, Lucifer wants to bring humans into the past. Meanwhile, Tom realizes the blood locket he had also changed things into old things. Likewise, it changed the cap of the police officer and the boy's cycle. Tom thinks his locket is connected with all this and tells his friends. His friend Faya says this is true, now we will need your locket to go to the past. They decide to go to the hall where the clock will strike 13 and Lucifer will play his last move. There was security and Faya and Wolf trap the security and let Tom move inside. The blood locket on Tom's neck starts dragging and Tom was also moving with his locket. He reaches a place and there was a huge crystal. It was the same crystal as it was in Tom's neck. As Tom's locket moves near the rock, the computer of the mayor's assistant changed into an old computer. Tom's bag was also changed and the mayor's assistant understands Tom comes here with his locket. The assistant tells this to the mayor and Tom runs from there, and the mayor asks his assistant that he wants the blood crystal of Tom. He tells he wants that blood crystal at any cost, and he tells I got those crystals from the people who had this in this world after ending them. Now I want Tom's blood crystal on another side. Faya says your mother gave it to you, which means she was a great magician of her time. She was given this to keep it safe. Now Tom's bag was also changed into an old bag and the future book also turns new. The torn page also becomes fine and it was written Lucifer will change the monsters into old monsters when there will be solar eclipse. Today there was a solar eclipse and the mayor called everyone into the town hall. They understand Lucifer is none other than the mayor. The mayor still wants blood crystal of Tom to complete his mission. Tom decides he will leave the city. The mayor will be unable to obtain his blood crystal or transform the world into old monsters. He reaches the bridge to go back. The caretaker arrives, but this time, the mayor let him go. As he moves forward, the mayor comes in his real getup. It means Lucifer, and he holds his friends and says, if you will not come with blood crystal on the tower of the town hall, I will end Faya. Now Tom has to go to the town hall tower and goes there with his friend Wolf. Tom gives his blood crystal to Lucifer while reaching there and leaves his friend Faya. He tells them many people will gather outside the town hall and there are many monsters among them. I will make those monsters like the old monsters and there will be our army when they will turn old monsters. We will rule the world later. He joins Tom's crystal with the huge crystal. Meanwhile, a red light emits and moves downward toward the people standing downstairs. It was 13 on strike as it was written in the book that Lucifer will play his last move, but before the monsters change into old monsters, Tom's crystal disappears. Tom tells the mayor it was my plan and I have given my crystal to Hannibal while coming here means now he was its new master as my mother has performed magic on it, that whoever will try to take it the crystal will move back to its old master. Now the mayor becomes furious and attacks them. Tom falls at a distance with his attack and he makes Faya fall down. Wolf becomes furious at it and he was about to attack the mayor. He couldn't control his powers and Faya returns while flying and awakes Tom. Later, there was a fight between Tom and the mayor. He attacks Tom, but he moves behind and there were crystals on the backside. Meanwhile, light emits from the crystal that has changed the mayor into a crystal. He broke and spread likewise. Lucifer lost and they won. After it, they come downside and Hannibal arrives and gives Tom's locket back. He predicts that 3 children will arrive in the future and defeat the evil forces that reside here. They are now aware of their abilities and have decided to face the danger together. This is where the film ends.